Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Aquarius, and this is war number 3, season 38. My alternate account, which is tier 3 alliance, and we're facing Ny718 this war. My team is Void, 3GR, and Nimrod. I'm taking path number 5 throughout section 1 and 2, and yeah, gonna take the left side mini bosses this time. So the first fight is America Chavez, which I'm gonna use Void. So here my plan is to not knock her down and just keep on letting my debuffs on her, and once I reach Fear of Void, that's when I'm gonna knock her down so that I have increased attack rating, and also uh, basically because of that. So, and also like the fight would be more in control because I already would have 2 petrifiers, so that means no power gain and other kinds of bad stuff. So that's what we're doing. We're just baiting on this, baiting special ones, and she has a very good AI in this fight because she is throwing her special ones. I have fought a lot of America Chavez, and I've faced an issue where she's just not ready to throw special ones and she keeps on doing heavy attacks. So that's the plan. Like, and also like if you're not knocking her down, you can do parries and you can, get your openings. If you knock her down, she gets the debuff immunity, so it's a bit tough because she can use a lot of heavy attacks. And here also she used a heavy attack, but since we got the Fear of Void, that's when I used a heavy attack. I knocked her down, and you can see the damage increase, which is like 9k medium hits and 5k light attacks. So the fight is in the bag. We use a special 3, we end the fight with a very decent amount of health. Next up is Nick Fury on the same ebb and flow knockdown and unstoppable heavy. So here I'm gonna use CGR. I've used the second tactic. So here the plan is just to do the CGR rotation, which is do a parry heavy and then do a light ending combo and then a medium ending combo to a special 2. But since his protection came back, we didn't do a massive damage on the special 2, so I go in again. I try to do the same rotation again, but we did a dex which triggered which might just lower my damage, but here he's at like 5% before getting into his real life, so I just decided to throw another special 2 so that I can just cycle up more specials and I can also knock him down this way. So here I'm just trying to find an opening, and here I got an opening. I'm just gonna cycle special once so that I can knock him down, but here we get hit and because of a missed intercept, but it wasn't a big deal. I just probably finished the fight with the protection on, and fight went well. It could have been better, but yeah, I just feel a solo is a solo no matter you finish at 100% health or 1%. So the next fight is Wiccan, and the only thing which you have to be careful about Wiccan is you need to use like if you're not using an incinerate immune champion, you should not parry him. That's when things can go wrong. And if you're using an incinerate immune champion, you can just parry and you don't even need to dex the special 1. You can just stay away from him, and it's not even gonna touch you. So that's what's happening. So here the plan is the same for the plan which was for the Chavez fight. We're just letting our debuffs on him. We're just waiting for him to get 6 debuffs and then the Fear of Void, and then we're gonna use a heavy attack just to get that passive fury. So, and also, like, since he has a smaller health pool, it's not a big deal. Even if I'm not knocking him down, it's just 1 minute into the fight, and he's already at like 50%. So, that's not a problem. And I guess over here, he started becoming a bit defensive, and you can see he has like 12 or 13 prowesses, which I thought like I just wanted like I should not get hit with a special because it's probably going to be game over, or I might lose a lot of health. So we have the 60 buffs. We're just waiting for Fear of Void, but he's nearly down. He's at 10% right now. So I just decided like probably I won't go with the heavy attack, but I was a little bit late after his special one, and mid heavy attack we just finished him. So 3 easy fights. Now this fight was the fight I was scared about. I haven't fought Spidey Supreme in like that much, so it was my first time fighting this Spidey Supreme, and it was a rank 4 sig 200 Spidey Supreme. So I watched a few videos on like how can I dex his specials, and that's what I'm gonna do. It's on hazard shift, aggressive prowess, and insult to injury. So the only window in which we can actually do our hits is during the incinerate phase, and doing a special 2 dex is easy, but if you block that special 2, it's gonna be more lethal on you. And the only thing you have to be careful about Spy Supreme is that if you do a first medium, that's gonna miss. So it's always better to just do light attacks or heavy attacks unless you have a miss counter. So that was the thing I was careful about. And during the shock phase, I'm just doing like 1 or 2 hits so that I can just maintain my space. So the fight is going pretty well. I was not expecting it to be that easy, to be honest. So we're just waiting out for a special 2 over here, and we dexed the first 2 part, but we blocked the last part of it, and we got a chunk of energy damage, which was unfortunate. I was not planning to do that. I tried to dex the last part, but it didn't work. So yeah, but we finished the fight, and that's what matters in the end. Next up is a rank for Kingpin on Scarfed Stiff and Bubble Shield and Power Focus 2. So I just thought of using Nimrod for this fight because the plan is like pretty simple. We just have to bait out special ones and use our special 2s with max of those charges. So that's what I'm gonna do. Sometimes I get rooted because of the node and because of his passive defensive AI, but it seems like a fairly easy fight, so that's the reason I fast forwarded it. And yeah, I got my sleep notification but I was too much focused for the war over here. And yeah, the fight is going pretty well. It's a long fight, but it's manageable. Like, you just have to be careful. Like, once you get rooted, you have to either avoid hits and or like just use a special attack to remove that root. So 2 minutes into the fight, it's a chunky Kingpin, so it's taking us a little bit time, but he is quite cooperative with the special ones, and that's what we need because we don't want to get rooted every time because of defensive AI. So yeah, we're doing pretty fine right now. And here I see like I'm at 10 bubble shield charges, so that's when I remembered like, okay, I have to dex that hit which will be unblockable. So we did it, nearly down to 15%, and I guess one more SP2 will finish him off. Yeah, so a lengthy fight, but was quite easy. So next up is Hulkling on Power Snack and Stung once something. So whenever they gain 1 bar of power, you get a power sting. So yeah, just use the advanced power boost. so that I can put 2 petrifies as fast as I can. I do need RNG luck on my side, so we got the first petrify right after we threw the first special one, so I was a bit more confident after this one. And the power stings are just gonna help us heal throughout the fight, so I'm not caring that much about it. So indestructible, all I'm caring about is maintaining my space so I don't get cornered. So sometimes we're gonna take parry hits, or sometimes we're just gonna intercept. And here my plan is just to get to like the fear of void and then start doing my main damage. Here we stop his healing a bit, but since he has like, since I guess he has something like his healing cannot be stopped completely, so that's reason he's still healing from his region buffs. So the fight is going pretty well. It's a much controlled fight at this point, and yeah, I'm just focused on, since we also have petrifies on him, that means no power snack, and since you cannot reduce power drain him, so that means your power reversal won't work. So that's the only thing you have to keep in mind while fighting him over here. Next up is Kitty on ebb and flow intercept. So this is by far the easiest fight because you don't have to do anything once you get into the splits mode. Just intercept and use your special too. And she didn't get knocked down with that special too. She was at like 2%, so I had to one hit. I think it was an 18-second fight or something. So I'm just gonna use units and just power through with one boosting and take the maximum number of fights. Next up is this eye bomb on the same ebb and flow intercept, and whenever he dashes in, he purifies his debuffs. So we were running a power start one from the Hulkling fight, so it got carried over until this third fight, which was nice. So here we just waiting to intercept once, and this was the mistake I made. I used it in the shield mode, or I guess it's the shield mode. I used a special in the shield mode, which was not a good thing. So we had to do another special 2 first. We used the special 1, and here I decided to push him to a special 2 so that he keeps on kind of like it doesn't matter because we are poison immune. So I thought like maybe it's a better idea to just let him throw special 2. And this, since it's also my last Nimrod fight, so I was not that much scared of the block damage, and this special 2 shock kills him. Fairly easy fight, but this next fight I guess could have gone south, but luckily it didn't. So here the plan is to intercept and also be careful that you don't dex if he has that anti-field. So initially I tried to intercept, but he just did a small dash back, but I was fast enough to do a heavy attack or to do a parry. The same thing happened over there. And here what I thought was, okay, if this is not working, then probably I should just take it slow. I should not rush into this fight, and since I also have to be careful about like not texting that much, so I was just taking my time. So slowly, since I saw that he's not using a special 1, that's when I decided like, okay, I can just push him to a special 2. So I blocked that special 2 because he has the anti-field. And the fight is going pretty well. We got the intercept, so we decided to use a special 2 over here, hoping that he's going to use a special 1, but he didn't. So all those debuffs are getting verified because he's dashing in at us. So yeah, it's a bit of a tricky fight, but it's still manageable. So here we intercept again, get that fury. So our main source of damage is the fury from the intercept, and the specials which we use during that passive fury. So that's what we're doing. I'm just waiting on him to probably throw a special one, but again he didn't. So I was a bit scared at this point because he was nearly to a special 3, but luckily he threw a special 2, so that was all cool. So we do this last intercept and probably we'll go with the special 2, and it didn't finish him off, but the next hit will, and it did. So it was another easy fight, not an easy fight, but like a manageable fight. Next up is Mephisto on this approaching fault node and power efficiency, so decided to use Void for this fight with a region boost so that I don't have to use a potion. It's a fairly easy fight. I'm just gonna do mediums in the beginning, just so that once I put the debuffs on me, on him, I can control his aura power gain. So that's what the plan was. So we're doing pretty good. Whenever that approaching falter is on us, if we do a heavy attack or a special attack, it puts a falter on the opponent, and if they don't have vigilance buff, they miss the attack, like they miss all their attacks. So that's what happened with Mephisto. He had no vigilance buff, so my Void missed all his special 1 hits, which was nice. So we are about to get the fear of Void. That means more increased damage, and now we don't have to worry about his aura that much, that he might push himself to a special 3. If we dex, that means we're gonna reverse power because of Mystic Dispersion, which is also a cool thing. So that's what we are doing. Since his vigilance expired, now I need to do a heavy attack or else I will be faltered, and I was faltered because I couldn't do a heavy attack or a special. So yeah, fairly easy fight. And since Void's special 1 and special 2 are all energy damage, and it's a conduct 2, so he's gonna reach in because he's a conduct defender, but it didn't matter for me that much. Next up was Galen on Conflictor and Combat Deja Vu Prowess. So here's the fight where I learned a few things. So the first thing was like I knew that he's nullify immune and power lock immune. So I was like, okay. So the first thing which I learned was he's not a villain. So there's no armor break in the beginning. Then the second thing which I learned from this fight was that damnation doesn't remove his buffs. So that was a first thing for me. That was like it was actually the first time I was fighting Galen this way. Normally, like last war I used CGF, I used Hercules for this fight, but this was the first time like I saw that okay, he's not gonna shrug off, or like he's not gonna, none of his buffs will be removed. So that was a surprise for me, and here we're gonna take the burst damage because his things are gonna expire, and we took a lot of burst damage over there, and that kind of like scared me off a little bit. I was not expecting that amount of damage, but then we just maintained our composure. We did another special 2, we cycled another special 2, but he was at 5%, and I just decided to use another special 2 on his block, and it luckily finished him off. That's the reason you should use a cosmic boost with CGR. It can help you not die in wars. So next up is Mangog on node 54. aspect of evolution. Here I'm gonna decide to use void with power start 1, do 2 mediums and use a special one and hope for a petrify. We didn't get petrify, and here the plan is just to put 2 petrifies as fast as you can, and the RNG should be in your favor. And luckily we got 1 petrify, and now we're just waiting for the other petrify. And once you get 2 petrifies you stop his power gain, so it's easier to fight him now. And now he's at 9 hatred, so I have to be careful that I need to keep a special attack ready, so that whenever he gets unstoppable I use a special so I can remove that unstoppable, which we did over here. And now the fight is in the bag. We just need to be careful of not making silly mistakes. So yeah, we're just waiting on the special ones, and the fight is totally in the bag. And I didn't realize until like I was recording that it's a rank 4 man gog. So I was a bit surprised, okay, but I was expecting it to be a rank 4. Most of the defenders rank 4 defenders, because we are facing a Masters Alliance. So that was not a shock for me. Initially it was like when I was fighting, but then after realizing that okay, it's a high tier alliance and an alliance who used to be in Masters. So yeah, so the fight is in the bag. We just gonna do 1 or 2 hits more and we're gonna finish this mango. So that was it for this war video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And make sure to show your support with a like and a comment, and let me know how did you like this war video. So thank you.